Okay, so guys, I have a fun idea. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I don't know how we would pull this off, but I wanted to shoot a video and share this with you. And here I have in this video, this is Emily. She is my Saskia. I love her dearly, and she is actually, you know, you guys may not know this, but after Clara, she is my favorite baby. So she would be my second favorite. And now I am feeling really bad for all the other babies, but I love this baby, and she is just extremely well done. She is painted by Mary Anderson dolls, and she was a baby that I probably paid more than I intended to spend when bidding for her eBay, because I just fell in love. And I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but when you're bidding on eBay and you just like fall in love with a baby, kind of rhyme and reason and rationality sometimes goes out the window. So anyway, I haven't changed her in a little while, and I don't even think I've changed her on camera, because I do play with my babies outside of YouTube. So, and sometimes I'm just too tired. I don't really feel like talking, and I just want to change my baby and hold my baby. And, I think that's perfectly fine. I know, some, and that would be a whole nother interesting topic about, how has your interactions with your collection changed kind of before or after YouTube. So I'll maybe talk about that another time. But the topic I wanted to chat about was about like kind of a fun idea that I had. Okay, so I'll tell you where I got my idea. And while I do that, I'm going to change Emily into a new Absorba outfit, one of the new outfits I got. I have this really pretty top with the butterflies and these cute little like bubble shorts. So I think this would look really pretty on her. She's just very soft coloring. So, okay, so here's my idea. You know how a lot of us in the Reborn community love to buy and sell, well, not love to buy and sell reborns. I don't think any of us really buys reborns with the intention of reselling them immediately. And I'm not really speaking about myself here in this case, but just from what I've observed, just in general in the community, because there are a lot of times I see babies come and leave nurseries, and I'm wondering like why is this? Why do we buy and sell these dolls? I think number one, the babies are not cheap. So, a lot of times, I've heard with collectors, a lot of times what happens is you fall in love with the baby, and then you're like, oh shoot, I don't really have the money to buy that baby and bring that baby home. So a lot of times, you need to sell a baby to bring a baby home. And this is very, very true, especially for silicones. But I do think also with reborns, sometimes there is a little bit of a syndrome of, you get a new baby, and then that new baby all of a sudden becomes like the star of the show. So when I was at the doll show, I was chatting with Amanda from Montenegro Babies, and she was saying that like, she just has Emmy, and she had sold, I think, her other babies after she got Emmy, because she, her nursery and, her collecting, it just became all about that one baby. And I think I found this so interesting. But yeah, there is definitely a dynamic, and, this happens where, we as collectors buy a new baby, and then we are no longer playing with the older babies in our collection quite so much, and feel kind of guilty, I guess, that those babies are not being interacted with, and then feel like, okay, you know what, I should sell this baby. The baby is not, really. Oh, she's really cute. I think she needs a headband or something. I need to find her a headband. And this is another reminder, I really need to organize all the baby stuff, because I cannot find a darn thing. But she would look really, really cute with a headband right now. I really should have thought that through before I started this video. Anyway, I'm like losing my train of thought, and it's like late and I'm tired, but I'm trying to shoot you guys a number of videos that can be uploaded and watched while we're away on our trip, so there's not like a big gap. So I'm doing this for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I may be a little bit slow on commenting back, so just a little bit of fair warning there, but I will go back when I get time to read all the comments. So anyway, so the whole idea that I came up with, and I'll tell you guys what it is in just a second, is came about because I was thinking about how, as collectors, we turn over our collections. And I've seen, just from reading doll forms over the years, I think sometimes we do get a craving to have a new face in the nursery, and to have some variety, and to get a chance to cuddle with a new baby, or to see another artist work in person and things like that. So I so anyway, so I think that's kind of why babies come and the babies go from nurseries, and I don't think it's all that uncommon. So it's it's something that happens. And even for me too, after I got my two silicone babies, Isla and Aria, at that point in time, I got rid of all my reborns. I think I had 3 or 4 reborns at the time, and I went ahead and got rid of them all, because for me, they at that moment, they just, the ones that I had, I'm not talking about the babies that I have currently, but the reborns that I had just felt like they paled in comparison, to Isla and Aria. And I was also not really that into my doll collecting at that point in time, because my daughter was super young, and I was just wrapped up in being a mom, rightly so. So I wasn't really that into my collection at that point. And so I got rid of my reborns, and then just had those 2 silicone babies for a while. And even though I didn't really interact with them that much, so anyway, so I think we collectors, really like the variety. We like to see new babies, and we like to have new babies in the collection. And after a while, and I could imagine if I will at some point slow down with bringing in new babies, I think, but after a while, you do sort of crave some variety and want to see some new faces in the nursery. Okay, so here's my idea. I have mentioned it to a couple people before, and I think it's one of those things that I don't think would ever work, really, but this is more of a pipe dream. But what if you found 12 artists or collectors, maybe you do like with 12 collectors, for example, and the tricky thing is you would need to pick a reborn that is sort of comparable value, I guess, for it to feel fair. But what if you basically did sort of like a reborn rotational program where it's almost like sending your child off to like a foreign exchange program or something. So you send your reborn off to a foreign exchange program. So your baby could go live with one auntie for 1 month, another one for 1 month. And so you basically you would kind of have an agreement between the 12 of you that you're each going to, provide a baby that will be going traveling, and essentially over the course of a year, each month, each baby would get a chance to go to each of the mommies for a month, and then by the time the 1 year had ended, you would have had an opportunity to host and play with and enjoy 12 different babies. So I think it's kind of a fun idea personally, but I don't know that it would ever work, because I think you would really have to find 12 people that you just completely trusted, where we're not going to run off with your baby, because this is like trading, but on like an enormous scale. So, I just think it's a cool idea, though, because then it would sort of maybe satisfy that craving for a new baby without maybe needing to spend the money. So you need to spend the money to ship the baby, I guess. So that is definitely a cost. But I thought that would be sort of a fun thing if it could ever happen. I don't know if it could. The other spin-off idea I had off of that idea was for 12 artists to each paint a baby. And maybe it's not, each 12 artists to each paint a baby, and then you do the same thing. You basically kind of rotate the baby around from from person to person, and then it kind of eventually makes it full circle back to the original mommy. And you could even do something like that where you paint these babies and decide, hey, this is going to be something for charity and just something fun. As a fundraiser to raise awareness, and you rotate the babies around for 12 months, shoot lots of videos, enjoy the babies, and then at the end of the 12 months you then perhaps sell the baby and then donate the proceeds to charity, something like that. So I thought that would be kind of a very cool, fun idea to participate in. I think, if I could find 11 other people who wanted to do that as an artist, I would enjoy kind of having that experience. It would be really cool. So on the different doll forums, they'll do things called swaps, where, and I know Bountiful Baby, they have in the past organized these swaps where, artists decide, if they want to participate. They sometimes are assigned another artist to paint for and to make a baby for. And this is a more of a one-time swap. That's not a rotational kind of program like the idea that I'm kind of sharing with you guys, but that's like a one-time swap. And sometimes you know who you're making the baby for, and that's kind of cool. You can learn about their preferences. They can kind of maybe even pick the kit, or pick like 5 kits that they would really like to have a baby, and then you would paint a baby and make a baby for that person, and then somebody else would make a baby for you, but it might not be the same person. So think about, like, let's say there could be 20 people, and it's like almost like a big Secret Santa, except with Reborn artists. And so I thought that was like a really, really fun idea. And they've done that quite a few times with Bountiful Baby and the swaps. And so if they do one, I would love to participate in the next one, just because I think it'd be a fun way to get a new baby without having to make a tremendous financial expenditure. I mean, you of course would have to paint the baby and provide the clothing and layette and do the whole, make a beautiful box opening for the person that you're making the baby for, but you wouldn't. But you wouldn't have to spend the hundreds of dollars, or or whatever to purchase the baby. So those are just some ideas I had, and you could implement this on a smaller scale. Like you could find a couple friends, and maybe there's a baby in your collection that isn't getting the attention, and maybe they have a baby that isn't getting the attention. And I guess this is where trades come in, and people will trade babies. And but the difference there is you're trading the baby and giving that baby a permanent home. My Reborn rotation program was sort of like this idea that you could pass the baby around for an entire year. So you guys may be wondering where I also got this idea. I don't know if you guys have read this book called The Necklace, but it's basically about it's like a necklace. It's a diamond necklace that ended up being shared, I think, by 12 women. And it was basically kind of this idea where they each paid 1/12 the price of this necklace. And this was mind you, this was like a $20,000 diamond necklace. So each lady had to pay, I don't know, $1,200, $1,500 to own a share of that necklace. And they ended up passing the necklace around, month after month. They met up on a monthly basis to kind of pass the baton. They had to get insurance for the necklace. It was extremely valuable. But that could be kind of a fun idea. We are in a sharing economy now. There are companies obviously like Uber and Lyft and Airbnb, Rent the Runway, just so many ways that we can share things instead of owning them. But anyway, this is just kind of a random fun idea. Just things I think about when I have just random thoughts that come to me, and I just thought I would chat about it. And I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. It's one of those things that I think would require so much trust. So the reality is there's so much that could go wrong in something like this, in any of the scenarios that I shared. But I just thought it'd be a fun idea. And just seeing all these babies at the doll show, some of them might be, there could be a baby that you like, and you're not sure if it's going to work for your collection on a permanent basis. Maybe it's a bigger size baby, and or a toddler, and you don't know if you're going to like that size of baby, but you could maybe have one for a month and see, and it might help you with your collecting and help you refine your collecting. So anyway, Emily says hi. She is just as cute as can be. And I really love this outfit on her. She has just a very soft, peaches and cream kind of complexion. Mary Anderson, you guys, you should look her up on eBay. She is SAH Doll Maker on eBay, and she's also on YouTube, but she doesn't post a lot of videos. She has a few videos that are a little bit older. Very nice lady, and she does not do customs. I did inquire because I was a little obsessed with her babies for a while. And I believe she actually might even have a Levi. I don't know if it's sold yet or not, but she had a Levi that she listed, and it just seemed like it was at a pretty good price the last time I checked. So just something to think about. So anyway, you know, really thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts or make a video on the topic. I think it's such a fun idea, and I don't know if any other people think so too, or if they think this is just crazy. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks.